What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our final power rankings for the 2021 NFL season. All that and much more coming your way right now! Hey Trash Talkers, over 85% of you are still not subscribed to the channel. Please be sure to hit that red subscribe button and turn on notifications, as it will help us create more daily content for you. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Alright Nick, we're heading into the final week of the 2021-2022 NFL season. Week 18, for those of you who don't know or haven't realized yet, last week was not the final week of the season. We have one more, and this is the final power rankings that we have of this season. Now, taking a look at teams 32 through 21, we start off with the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Jets, the New York Giants, the Detroit Lions, the Chicago Bears, the Carolina Panthers, the Houston Texans, the Denver Broncos, the Seattle Seahawks, the Washington Football Team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Cleveland Browns at 21. Nick, out of these teams, which team has surprised you the most all season long?
Yeah, well, out of nowhere, it seems like the Seattle Seahawks have finally found themselves. Unfortunately, it is way too late, and they've been eliminated from the playoffs for a couple weeks now. Seattle, though, maybe they have something going into the offseason that they can finally work around. It seems like Rashad Penny has been a massive piece that has come alive for them when they've needed a running back. Looks like Russell Wilson can find DK and Tyler again. They're relevant targets for the Seattle Seahawks. So it looks like the offense definitely got something going. The defense definitely have their issues, but when you're facing the Detroit Lions and it's not Jared Goff, I think you've got everything figured out. You really don't have any issues there as of right now, but I think that they've got some things working. They've got to try to build off of this and finish out the year strong. Try to not only finish the season with 6 wins, but also destroy the hope of every Jets fan hoping that their Seattle Seahawks pick is a top 10 pick. They've got to win one more, knock themselves out of the top 10, and really ruin the dreams of some Jets fans.
Wow. Another team that really started off slow and kind of picked it up late, the Houston Texans. I think the Houston Texans have really shown a lot of grit and a lot of fight in a team that was just decimated by off the field drama and storylines and just uncertainty surrounding this entire team all season long in the wake of Deshaun Watson and everything that's gone on with him not being traded at the trade deadline, and continuing these storylines as to what is going to happen with the Houston Texans. What is going to happen with Deshaun Watson? How are they going to handle this? Bringing in rookie quarterback Davis Mills seemed to have been the bright spot, because he continues to work and learn in this offense. He has gone through some of the roughest patches that he could have ever encountered in the season, but he also had some really good bright spots. He had some really quality wins under his belt. I think it's a really good jumping off point for this team. Nick Caserio as their director of player personnel, he brought in a ton of veteran talent to surround this team around in just 1-year contracts. They are going to have an absolutely immense amount of cap space to work with this coming offseason for free agency. They're going to have their draft picks all situated. So I think that the Houston Texans are in a prime place to really compete moving forward, but they showed me a lot of upside. I need to see them capitalize on it in this offseason. Next up, we have teams 20 through 11, starting off with the Miami Dolphins at 20, the Atlanta Falcons, the Minnesota Vikings, the New Orleans Saints, the Baltimore Ravens, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Philadelphia Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers, and at number 11, the New England Patriots. Nick, out of these teams, which team surprised you the most?
Well, No question about it, the Las Vegas Raiders somehow, some way after week 17, they're still kicking and screaming, and they have a possibility of making it into the playoffs. That number 7 seed is still up for grabs, and they are right there for the taking. It is them and the Los Angeles Chargers, essentially, and it comes down to Sunday Night Football. The Las Vegas Raiders had an incredible win over the Indianapolis Colts, who were at full strength, by the way, going to that matchup. They took on one of the toughest offenses in the NFL, the strongest running back in the NFL, and they had no problem with them. They were able to take them down deep late game, and they came out with a big victory. Hunter Renfrow, a massive weapon for the Las Vegas Raiders. No Darren Waller, no problem. Everybody else is stepping up around Derek Carr. Everybody's doing their job. And after the death of John Madden, this was a big game for the Las Vegas Raiders, playing with heavy hearts, and they came out with their best game this season. Incredible win. They have one more to go and possibly make a real big statement by making it into the playoffs. Can't wait to see what they do in week 18.
Yeah, a team that surprised me the most, the New England Patriots. I mean, the Patriots started a rookie quarterback. They cut Cam Newton. People thought Bill Belichick was crazy. And then all of a sudden, Mac Jones, he had a slow start to his career, starting 2-4, then won on an absolutely hot streak with a 7-game winning streak, and then got humbled a little bit with the Colts and Bills in consecutive weeks following a bye week. And now throwing up another 50-burger on the Jacksonville Jaguars to really solidify his rookie season. He has one more game against the Miami Dolphins, who he started his NFL career against, with that goal line fumble that cost them the game week 1, which would have put the Patriots in the driver's seat in the AFC East and as the number 1 seed in the AFC. I'm not salty at all. But the New England Patriots have shown a lot of grit and a lot of fight in this team. This defense has really carried them through some of the tougher times. They faced immense competition in both the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, both teams who were at full strength at the time that they faced them, really coming off of those games and showing that they can hang with the big boys in the NFL. I'm excited for this Patriots team moving forward, and I think they have what it takes to create some noise in the AFC when it comes down to the playoffs.
And for our top 10, starting off with number 10, we have the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals, who have been in a slump lately. Kyler Murray not looking like himself. Nobody around him really looking to step up and take the team to victory. They finally got it done against the Dallas Cowboys, one of the biggest games of their season. No one really putting the Cardinals in position to win this game in Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Jerry World, and they come out big victory. A little bit controversial whether the refs had a part to play in it, but nonetheless, the Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals came to play. They showed up and they delivered. It's a big victory, a confidence booster going into the playoffs, because now you know the Arizona Cardinals are for real. They can compete with other playoff teams, and it makes things a little bit more interesting in the NFC.
Talk about the refs helping out a team. Well, here come the Buffalo Bills at number 9 as the Buffalo Bills escape Atlanta, which I didn't think I'd have to be saying at this point, but coming off of that lucky win where a touchdown was overturned late in that game, the Buffalo Bills were able to squeak by and secure a victory, hanging on to their lead in the AFC East, and are 1 game away from getting another division title 2 years in a row. It's not looking pretty for the Bills, and they continue to slide down these power rankings, but they have one more opportunity to show us they are for real before the playoffs. I'm interested to see what they can do. Hopefully they don't choke, or maybe they do.
Coming in at number 8, we have the Indianapolis Colts, as I mentioned, coming off of kind of a surprising loss to the Las Vegas Raiders after getting Carson Wentz back for this game. Jonathan Taylor having over 100 rush yards and yet again a touchdown. You see Michael Pittman having an incredible day, but it just seems like the Indianapolis defense really didn't show up in this one. Struggled with Josh Jacobs, struggled with Hunter Renfrow. Tough day, but the Raiders were the better team. The Colts still have a little bit to work on. And just like the Patriots, you cannot get ahead of yourself. You cannot just think that you're on a win streak, you're killing it, and you're almighty invincible team. You can break down. Teams will beat you if you're not at your best. And when you're looking at the Indianapolis Colts, they've got to bring their A game moving forward if they truly want to compete in the playoffs.
At number 7, we see the Dallas Cowboys coming into the fray here. The Dallas Cowboys, who just lost to the number 10 team in this list, are really kind of reeling right now. The defense did not show up. They did not look like the Dallas Cowboys defense we thought they were going to be. Dak Prescott was held to a very substandard performance against the Arizona Cardinals, and things just did not click for both sides of this football team. Mike McCarthy needs to do his best impression of what he did in Green Bay to get this team going right now. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short-lived playoff scenario, kind of what the Cowboys fans are used to at this point. But I believe that the Dallas Cowboys need to really right the ship on both sides of the football. They have any chance of getting to where they want to be right now.
Next up at number 6, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs with an incredible game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Unfortunately, could not get the victory in the end. Maybe if Patrick Mahomes was able to get one more drive, he could have put together a game winner, but he didn't have that opportunity, and the opportunities he did have just fell a little bit short, mainly because of the defense. The Kansas City defense continues to be the major problem for this team. The offense seems to be working, even though Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, they're not quite on the same page as Patrick Mahomes right now. Patrick Mahomes is getting the job done with Byron Pringle, with Demarcus Robinson, Mecole Hardman. Everybody else is starting to step up. Now we need to see the defense really do their job. It seems like they took this one off Jamar Chase, 266 yards and 3 touchdowns, setting multiple rookie records for the wide receiver position. Incredible day by the Cincinnati Bengals, and the defense for the Chiefs is the reason why they failed. They're going to have to really pick it up. They're going to be the reason why the Chiefs don't win it if they don't make it all the way. This is an incredible team that Andy Reid has put together, but let's see if Steve Spagnuolo and his defense can really step up and do their part.
Next up, we have the Los Angeles Rams coming in at number 5. The Rams coming off of a squeaky victory against the Baltimore Ravens, not giving their best performance. And with all of the weapons that they have on both offense and defense, the Los Angeles Rams have a lot to get going right now. Matthew Stafford needs to step up and get things going. Sean McVay, who's been to the Super Bowl, knows what it takes to get there, has to get this entire offense in order. They need to start moving the ball. They got away from what got them to where they have been, and that's getting Cooper Kupp the ball and letting him do his thing. Cooper Kupp was held to very, very minimal numbers against the Baltimore Ravens, who we just saw 2 weeks ago get torched by the Cincinnati Bengals. Now it's time for the Rams to get back to doing what they're doing. They need to end this season on a very, very good game, and that way they can show going into the playoffs that they should be taken seriously.
Next up at number 4, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, who did get a massive victory over the Kansas City Chiefs, propelling them as the AFC North champions. The Cincinnati Bengals have made incredible strides. Joe Burrow has thrust himself into the MVP conversation. Jamar Chase is all but locked up Offensive Rookie of the Year, and we see everybody doing their job. Zach Taylor looking like an incredible head coach right now. The defense for the Cincinnati Bengals stepped up when no one else thought they would. It looked like the Chiefs were about to blow them out, and then we see the Bengals defense absolutely halt what the offense is able to do for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was not able to find an open target. It's a great job showing that you're able to adjust mid-game and do what you need to get the victory. It's an incredible all-around game by the Bengals, but it's also showing incredible improvement over the last few weeks to really show you what this Bengals team is capable of, and they are one of the toughest teams right now in the AFC. The AFC has definitely been put on notice.
At number 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come into the fray. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, listen, they have gone through it all at this point. Antonio Brown and his whole controversy with just ripping off pads and undergarments and running off the field while he shows the peace sign to everybody at MetLife Stadium, and the MetLife meltdown that we talked about on Monday's show. Not really looking good for the Buccaneers. Mike Evans still dealing with that hamstring injury. Oh, and yeah, Chris Godwin's still out for the season. There's a lot of question marks for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. This defense is absolutely atrocious. Might be the worst defense that Tom Brady has ever had on his team in his entire career. I really can't think of another one. But right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need to figure this out right now. They need to get things going because they are not going to last long. And right now, if they continue on this path, they're going to be first rounded in the NFC playoffs.
Coming in at number 2, we have the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have been getting the job done miraculously, or not so miraculously, as maybe they're just a really well-coached team who knows how to play the game of football. We all want to say, oh, Derrick Henry's the reason they win games. Well, Derrick Henry hasn't played since week 9, but they're still the number 1 team in the AFC. And Mike Vrabel has to be a big reason why. What he's able to do with this offense, with this defense, who are missing so many players, is absolutely incredible. They can go and face any team, and they're still able to compete. Julio Jones might be hurt, AJ Brown might be hurt, but everybody else is able to do their job and get it done. This is what a well-oiled machine looks like, and with them beaten down and broken for the last 8 weeks and still being able to be the best team in the conference just shows you what they're capable of if they're at full strength, which it looks like Derrick Henry's on his way back. Julio Jones is about to get a couple more weeks to heal up and get ready for the playoffs. The Tennessee Titans are coming in strong, and it's time for everybody else to start taking notice.
And at number 1, we have the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are clearly the most dominant football team in the NFL, just absolutely taking it to the Minnesota Vikings. You can throw out the fact that Sean Mannion was starting for the Vikings. The simple fact that Aaron Rodgers just went up and down the football field at will against the Minnesota Vikings defense, it just tells you everything you need to know. The Packers are for real. They're getting healthy, and they're expected to have Jair Alexander come back for the first game of the playoffs. They locked the number 1 seed up, so we may not see Aaron Rodgers play for the next couple of weeks, and it doesn't matter because the Packers are going to come out and they're going to be the same team, and they're going to be well rested and ready to make a run at the Super Bowl. This could be the swan song that Aaron Rodgers needed or wanted for his time in Green Bay. Either way, this Packers team is for real on both sides of the football. They're the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say besides Aaron Rodgers has been dominating the NFL? There's not a team that you can put in front of him that he truly has a challenge with. Yeah, some games are close, but not when Aaron Rodgers is on the field. You have full confidence in him to get the job done, and he's delivered every single time. He truly is special, and it'll be tough to see the Green Bay Packers lose him, but they've got an incredible season right now that they have behind them going into the playoffs. They've got an incredibly bright future, so can't wait to see what the Green Bay Packers have in store for the postseason. But there is no question that they are the best team from this season.
All right, well, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below which teams you think we have too high and which teams you think we have too low. Let us know down below. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.